Hi, Reed. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Dad?
I'm fine.
Awesome.
We are now about half an hour into our podcast setup because I've just been fussing with some strange technological thing with our FaceTime hookup and my microphone, and now I've figured it out.
Yeah.
So you and I know that, but I wanted to give context for why I'm in such a moment of hysteria, and I'm just calming down now.
Yeah. I'm sure
Sorry,
everyone
listener.
can tell how frenzied you are.
Yeah. So I'll try to come down from that.
Yeah, no feelings.
Yeah, I'm keeping it inside.
Good.
Yeah, so we've got a 10 questions episode. Anything you want to preface before we get going?
Nope.
Show and tell, public service announcements. That's how I start class.
I don't think so. Do you have anything?
No, I already shared. I already went overboard with my sharing.
That's okay.
I will say, so I have talked to people who listen to our podcast. We don't have anything in our mailroom, and that's just fine. I enjoy meeting the people out in the world in real life. Yeah. IRL. Yeah. So we don't have any of that. We don't have to answer to our fans. I've been seeing them in public.
Yeah. What have they been saying in public?
So I went quickly and did one night of backpacking with Anna and her friends, and both Cassie and Iris. I mentioned that we had referred to them in the podcast, and Iris was a little. She was fine about it, and she was just Iris straight. Played it straight. And then Cassie was over the top. Like, I'm so excited I had a shout out on the podcast, and so now here's another one. So when she's listening to this, she can like emote.
That's good. Does. Well, because we're such a famous podcast. It's
right. I mean, we are 5-star podcast.
Are we still?
I checked. I haven't looked recently.
Okay.
I could look that up on the computer, but you know the challenges I've had so far today. So 10 questions. I think we should just jump into it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Do you remember who should go first?
I don't.
Okay, because I've got a good warm up question.
Okay, then go for it.
My question number 1 for you is, what's your take on the socioeconomic, political, and historical impact globally affected by the potato?
By just the potato itself?
Yeah, the existence of the potato.
So that's an excellent question. I
had a little inside information on why I should be asking this.
Yeah. So yeah, for the listener, who maybe doesn't follow my Be Real, I am doing, so I'm a senior. One of my majors is history, and the entire senior history major class is doing their thesis on some aspect of the Irish potato famine. So I've been learning a lot about potatoes, but yeah, potatoes are good, I think, is my answer to the question. Wait, what was the question?
Just
what's
your
the
take
impact
on the socioeconomic, political, historical impact globally affected. And by the way, when I wrote this question, I wrote affected as EFFECT.
Okay.
So it's the change it created, not the around the edges affects that it had.
Well, so the potato at least looking at it from my expertise in Ireland, it is it was a tool used. So basically, in Ireland before the famine, all of the most of the crops were exported because Ireland was part of the British Empire, and so Ireland was essentially just like a farm state, and it's like super impoverished, and so they are used just to like send grains and a lot of sheep, and so it's basically a farm state for the British Empire, and so the poor farmers, basically their entire diet was, oh, my battery is running low on my, hang on.
Now you've got technical difficulties.
Yeah, now I've got technical difficulties. I hope that's connected. Okay. So the farmers were only able to eat potatoes, and potatoes are awesome because they store really well, and you don't really need seeds or anything like that. You just cut up a potato and then you plant it directly into the dirt. So it's a really good system for farming, and they're great nutritional value. So people would just eat potatoes, and like they got like most of their food source was from potatoes. And then this blight happened, and it got worse and worse over a couple seasons. And then, so basically they were running out of food and had no source of food coming, like no fresh source of food coming in for a while. And like the British government didn't stop exports of like all of the food they were benefiting from Ireland. Like they did a little bit. They said, okay, you can keep some of these grains, but mainly they imported stuff through the Americas, and got grain and corn and stuff that way to Ireland, which then takes a long time. So people were dying of starvation and disease because they were so malnourished, and all that jazz. And people were being forced out of their homes and emigrating. And so like 1 million people died, and like I think about 1 million people emigrated out of Ireland or were forced out of Ireland. So the potato itself is great because it provides a lot of nutrition and allowed so many people in Ireland to be fed. And then when it's used kind of as a tool for, or it wasn't like, it's not the potato's fault that it had a blight. This was across Europe, but yeah. Basically, potatoes are great. And then corruption creates problems that lead people to not live.
That's a good title for a paper. Potatoes are great. Corruption causes problems.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my summary.
Okay. Thanks. I just thought I would just throw that out. I'm sure maybe there's an entire podcast just about potatoes.
Yeah, well, I'm going to write a thesis on some aspect of the famine.
Read your thesis during one of our future episodes.
I could.
Yeah.
I'm sure people will be really interested in that.
Dare to dream.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. I'm glad you got a plug for your thesis.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's my up and coming project. Okay. What's your favorite yoga pose?
My favorite yoga move, like position?
Yeah.
I think Warrior 2.
Okay. Any particular reason?
I can do it. A. and it feels like it loosens up both my hips and my shoulders. And I don't always,
awesome.
I have a routine and I don't always get to do it. I mean, so I've got the app that says, okay, now do this one, this, and then I don't always get to do Warrior 2. So I'm excited when I get to do it.
That's good.
Yep. Are you still doing the yoga app?
Yeah, when I think of it.
Okay. Because that was actually that was my next question. It actually.
Oh, so did I just answer it?
My list. What?
Did I just answer it?
Yeah. Well, my question was, and this was later in the list, but I'll check it off now. My question was, are you doing yoga?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I have a yoga mat under my bed, so.
So you do yoga under your bed?
I have the resources to do it. Yeah.
Okay. Because I see that app, like it goes up for renewal, and I'm like, I should ask if he's still using that, and then it just renews. So.
Yeah, I always mean to do it more, and then I don't.
There's very little that I can say I mean to do less.
Right.
Most things I mean to do more.
Yeah.
Okay. That was my question too.
Awesome.
What's your question too?
My question too, giant cookie or mini cupcake?
Oh, I think giant cookie.
Okay.
I don't see the virtue of a mini cupcake other than I guess I could feel like I ate a whole cupcake without eating a real cupcake.
Yeah.
I think the portion of frosting the cupcake on the mini cupcake is poor.
Yeah, I like more cake than frosting.
Also, I think I like cookies better than cupcakes anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
That's good.
Okay. Burro, mule, or donkey?
What task am I performing?
I don't know. There were no other notes on this question. Also, I think two of those are the same thing.
Yeah, aren't burros and donkeys the same?
That's what I was going to say, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure, but I thought I'd leave it open.
Okay. I've only ever ridden a mule, so I'll go with mule.
I think a mule is a cross between a horse and a donkey.
Yeah.
Okay, which is what makes them rideable.
Yeah, they're nicer.
Okay.
But donkeys are good, like, pack animals.
But when I've packed, I had one or two
they
trips
pack
where
with
we had
mules
things
too.
packed, and it was packed with mules and horses.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad we could clear this up because I was just realizing I didn't actually know what the question was even about. So I'm glad you answered it.
That's good. Awesome.
Okay. Your turn.
How many languages are you proficient in?
I guess if we round up, you want an integer number? If we round up, then 1.
But you speak all of the languages at home.
Yeah, I've tried. But proficient is barely 1. I have to admit. I'd like to be better at, or I'd like to know how to speak other languages, but once again, I could always do many things more.
Yeah.
No. Okay. What's the strangest thing you've seen on campus?
Strangest thing seen on campus. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen that many strange things. I probably have though. I saw a pair of raccoons the other day. That was good, but that's not strange.
Yeah. Had you seen raccoons before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So.
Yeah, we've got a fair number of them. I saw some people lying down on a pool table the other day. That was kind of weird.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I associate with college campuses, is that kind of weirdness.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if anything is strange. It's more just like walking around and being like, oh, that's a choice. Okay.
All right. Yeah. That's a choice. Okay, go for it.
What is the worst genre of music?
The worst genre of music?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be hard pressed for. I'm pretty forgiving or open to music. I'm trying to. Like, I can feel a certain music that I just wouldn't be able to. I guess it's that kind of elevator music, or when you're on hold kind of music. But that, I don't know if that's even a genre. Music that isn't offensive in any way is kind of my least favorite.
Offensive.
Can you think of like because there's like, for example, there's country music, which there's a lot of bad country music, but as a genre, I think country music's actually
there's so many
incredibly
different
good and foundational to a lot of American music.
Right.
So I'm trying to think of some maybe musician that I just can't get behind. I don't like a bunch of synth strings just padding the aura, some kind of aura of the background of music.
Yeah.
That doesn't do it for me.
Okay.
So that's my answer.
Awesome.
Overdone synth strings. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's my question. What's the best way to spend $10?
Like I have to spend it?
I guess. Yeah.
Probably a coffee shop.
Okay. Can I ask you, okay, I'm totally
or go
going
to
rogue here.
Powell's.
What'd you just say?
Or go to Powell's.
Oh, because you could buy something.
Probably buy a book.
Used bookstores for $10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. So I want to go rogue.
Okay.
And ask 2 questions in a row now.
Oh.
If that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. What's the best way to spend $50?
50.
Yeah.
I haven't taken any finance classes, so I'm not expertised in this. There's like a concert or something for that cheap. I don't know. I feel like the most I'm buying something that's like $50 is like gas.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, you could get to a local concert.
Yeah.
For under $50, sure.
Or like a sushi dinner or something.
Yeah.
For one person.
Yeah. Or for a couple if you hit it at 4:00 or
yeah,
or something.
Something like that.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah. Those are interesting. I was debating about what amount is the interesting amount to ask.
Yeah.
And I couldn't decide, so I asked 2 questions because the answers are different.
They are different. Yeah.
Clearly.
I mean, they don't have to be. I can spend as much or as little money in a bookstore as.
Yeah.
I don't even need to be looking for something. I can just go in there and spend a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that feature of a place like Powell's.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly there are certain things, like you don't spend $50 at a coffee shop, but 10.
Not usually.
Yeah. Yeah, it just kind of had different ramifications.
Yeah.
Okay. You can ask 2 in a row if you want.
Okay. What are your thoughts on bucket lists?
On bucket lists?
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, I get the sentiment, but I don't. I think just do things or don't do things. Don't. There's too many things to feel bad about. Like, don't feel bad about not doing certain things. Just do what you can.
Yeah.
It's not.
Awesome.
We shouldn't have things to check off. Okay, I'm starting to go into a rant. Okay, next question.
What are your thoughts on the Barbie movie?
Oh, so I saw it.
Yeah.
I told you I saw it. I really liked it.
That's good.
And I thought it was really, really clever and insightful, and it was really fun. And I liked both just the performance and the whimsy of it and the social commentary of it.
Yeah.
I think I thought it was going to be even deeper than it was, just based on what I'd heard from lots of people. But I think that's just because I was like kind of getting ramped up. That that monologue by the mom, played by is her name America?
It's America something.
Okay, yeah, that monologue that was that caught me. I thought that was really that was, and I know it's like published all over the place now, but I hadn't heard it or even known about it, so that struck me. Yeah.
Did you cry?
Did I cry?
Yeah.
Nope. Well, I think I got choked up.
Okay.
A couple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and the part about like, the mother-daughter relationship was touching. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like both the whimsy and the kind of idea of like having different worlds.
Yeah.
Like it was over the top and silly and interesting and profound.
Right.
Poignant. I like the fact that it makes people so angry. Like, really, you didn't need to get so angry about Barbie. It is just it really is just a movie, and it's amazing that people get all bent out of shape about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I don't think I'm gonna like a movie, I usually don't see it and then get all angry about it. I just don't see a movie that I don't like.
It seems like
it's not that big of a deal.
People who are anti-Barbie movie are making it, like, causing more promotion of it than by being so angry about it.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, and then people are like, oh, great, I want to see it because I don't like these people. So I'll support the Barbie movie just because they don't like it. And then also it's a good movie.
Yeah. So, good movie.
Yeah.
I still have to see Oppenheimer.
Oh, I haven't seen that either.
I mean, I want to see it. Like, I'm teaching a course that's got that is relevant. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm taking a course on the Cold War, so that's directly the fallout of that.
Fun.
So yeah, tons of fun.
Potato famine and Cold War.
Yeah.
Wow. pretty fun life you lead.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome out here.
Yeah. Yeah, history major is all fun and games.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. You asked 2 in a row, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So speaking of games, what's the worst game?
Worst game?
Yep.
I feel like Monopoly is kind of universally hated.
But some people like it.
Yeah, I guess.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be so universal.
Right.
But you can say it's the worst game.
I think it's a really bad game. I don't know. There's a lot of games I'm not too overly fond of. Yeah. I didn't like Catan when we played it.
Oh yeah.
I know people really like that game.
Settlers of Catan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go back to that one.
Yeah, maybe it'd be better now that we're older. But
yeah.
I also think like games like Yahtzee or like those kinds of things where you're just marking off things on a scorecard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't really see the point.
It's like it's a stand-in for gambling, I think.
Yeah, so maybe that means I wouldn't like gambling.
Yeah, or no, I think, well, I don't know. I'm making this up, but I wonder if it's like a Yahtzee is like the gambler's methadone. Like it's what they use to cure their or fill in that need for some kind of risk.
Right.
Or maybe Yahtzee is the gateway towards gambling addiction. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yahtzee, Settlers of Catan, Monopoly. You've managed to alienate all of our listeners.
Yeah,
there.
so all the games.
All the games.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
I like good games.
Okay.
With like a good story.
I'll save that for another episode with that question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a potato question.
No.
What's the best kind of potato?
Ooh, the best kind. I've been particularly fond of the Yukon Golds lately.
What's that one?
What?
Which one's that?
Well, it's a yellow potato. They're kind of like they're not small, and they're kind of golden inside, and they make a good mashed potato.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I just used some for a Guinness stew. Speaking of Ireland.
So it's like Guinness and potatoes.
Yeah, it's
together.
You can put any root vegetable or vegetables in it, but but basically potatoes and beef broth and some spicing and awesome. Guinness.
Nice.
Or a dark beer. Yeah. And I added a few other things. Onions. I added onions.
Sweet.
that you'd appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Make it for St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. See, I first made it. I had this just this craving, and I made it in the middle of the summer, and I just made it again because we had a chuck roast, and I really, really like Guinness stew.
Yeah.
Irish stews in general.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Yukon Gold, my current favorite.
Nice.
Okay. What's your ideal party setting?
Party?
Yeah.
Like not a party. It's my ideal setting.
Party.
Yeah.
Yes. So what does that entail?
Like I don't like a bunch of people, especially if I don't know them. Yeah. Like I think those like house parties where it's just a bunch of people kind of dancing that are in the movies, those don't appeal to me. Or like if you're going to someone's barbecue at a like if it's one of your coworkers and you just go because you're part of the like, so if I go to one of your coworkers barbecues, I don't like those because I don't know anyone. That's kind of a little weird. But I like hanging out with people, like with a couple friends and playing games or watching something and just talking and hanging out. So not very party-y, but it's fun.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would agree.
Yeah. But then if you have alcohol, then it counts as a party. So it works.
Okay. Sure. A gathering.
A gathering. Yeah.
A social gathering.
Yeah. I feel a little bit. Yeah. I feel a little bit like Bilbo Baggins at like the start of The Hobbit, where he's like not wanting any people in his house. Like, yeah. Not at the start of the Fellowship where he invites every single person ever to his party.
Right. Yeah. Where all the dwarves are showing up one by one.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems stressful. And they're eating all his food.
Yeah. You strike me as a Bilbo Baggins kind of guy.
Yeah, pre-adventure.
Right. Well, yeah, it's a good person to have as a role model or as a, I don't know, a soul to compare yours to be measured by or somehow relate to. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah. Okay. Your turn.
Do you believe in any urban legends or cryptids or anything like that?
Urban legends or what? Sorry.
Or like cryptids like Bigfoot or those kinds of things.
Oh. Typically no. Although I like the idea of like unknown stuff like a Bigfoot out there or a lake monster or UFOs. Like I used to, when I was like in 4th grade or something, I would find those books about UFOs and the possibility of aliens and all those kinds of things. But generally I'm a skeptic of all of those things.
Yeah.
But I like I know they must be rooted in something, and usually they're rooted in something that is at least as strange as the thing that's made up. I think.
Right.
So there's weird sea creatures, and there's weird occurrences of like, I mean, there's just strange mammals out there, and there's just strange stuff. So
Yeah.
I like all the stories like in this town, the old town, of like there's lots of ghost stories and different stories about how their old rail town, and how all of the people of, there were houses of ill repute and all kinds of scandalous behavior. I like all those stories, and I imagine most of them are largely true, and even when they're not exactly true, I bet they're based in some real things that happened.
Yeah.
I like those.
Those are good.
Okay.
Awesome.
My question, I think this is question 9 for me. Baseball or soccer?
Soccer.
That's interesting to me.
Why is that?
Because I thought you'd say baseball.
I like baseball. I think it takes longer. I understand I think there's a lot of little rules that I understand less than soccer.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know in soccer, when it's a throw in versus a kick, or, a corner kick, or those kinds of things, or offsides. I don't get that rule, but
yeah,
baseball takes longer. And also I think I played a little bit of baseball I played one day of baseball as a child.
Right.
But I did play soccer. I think, you were my coach.
I remember. Yeah.
I think playing soccer now seems less scary than playing baseball.
Oh, okay.
I watched Ted Lasso or something. I'm like, oh, playing soccer looks fun.
Okay.
But then I don't watch a baseball thing and think, oh, I should play baseball. I think, that looks like a recipe for having broken glasses.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
We're on question 9.
I think so. I have one left.
Okay. What is the worst situation on a plane?
On a plane?
Yeah. I was thinking where you're sitting, or if there's an annoying person, but I guess you can take it plane crash or something too.
Right. Yeah, I think the whole plane crashing, seems like that's very,
bad.
very low likelihood. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, that would be bad, but, maybe actually, this literally isn't legal anymore, but we experienced it, being stuck on a plane on the tarmac for hours on end in the middle of the night in a snowstorm, Christmas, waiting to be de-iced and then cleared. And then, I think being there with that could have been even worse, because there are lots of small children, and it was Christmas Eve night, I think. And we were there forever. I think the limit now is 2 hours in a plane, and we had far exceeded that. It was before that rule had come into play.
I didn't know that was a rule.
It's now a rule. I remember hearing about it and thinking, oh, that's a good rule to have since that was really awful. But it felt like that whole thing felt like, because do you remember it?
Yeah, I think I was probably like, I don't know, 5 or 6.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
I was low elementary school.
Okay. Yeah. And all the kids were like, could have like anyone could have lost it and no one did. And there were lots of kids on the plane and the kids were somehow held it together and the parents somehow held it together. But that was, that being stuck in a tube on the ground in the snowstorm.
Right.
Yeah. Fortunately, I was sitting next to people I loved.
Yeah.
But that was stressful too, because you can be a little more vulnerable. Everyone's kind of more apt to break down, maybe.
Right. Yeah, like in Come From Away. Like when they're all just sitting on the plane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be awful
stuck.
too. If you had to land in a foreign country unknowingly.
Yeah.
Against your will and had to not know when you were going to take off again.
Right. I mean, that's different.
That was different.
Yeah, but.
So that's what comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a thing. We did it. We can do hard things.
We survived.
Yeah. All right, here's my last question is since I started with asking you about potatoes, which related to school. This is the question that you would least like getting asked, I'm sure.
Okay.
What are your post-graduation life aspirations?
I don't know. Well, so I'm looking at grad school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to be fair, saying I don't know is a fine answer, but
right.
I haven't gotten to talk to you lately, so I thought I'd ask this here.
I think my go-to answer is saying like I'm looking at grad school. Studying something with gender and sexuality laws and finding justice in an unjust world and that kind of stuff. But then also like stuff is changing and elections are coming up. So it's really unclear what stuff is going to look like. So, I don't know, I guess is the short answer.
Oh. Like you're thinking of like the 2024 election?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Well, I hadn't really thought about that affecting your decision, but
yeah, I think that just affects like, like the line of work, but then also like, kind of what, it just depends on what justice situations are going to look like. So
interesting. But you'll be thinking about graduate programs before that.
Right. Yeah.
Particular turn. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Just thought I'd get you warmed up for that question.
Thanks.
At graduation, you'll probably have some people asking you that.
Yeah, I'm getting some of it
many
now,
months away.
But
yeah.
Sorry
to add to it.
No, it's okay. Final question. What is the best or worst Tetris piece?
Tetris piece, you said?
Yeah.
Best or worst?
Yeah. Just if you have a strong feeling on either.
I haven't played Tetris in a long time, but I can picture all those shapes.
Yeah.
I think the long skinny piece is both the worst and the best.
I agree.
Yeah, because sometimes it can like lay in so perfectly that you get a whole bunch of stuff all at once. But also, if you're not ready for it, then it can just add a whole, just a random big stick.
Right.
That you have to, yeah. So it can either like completely meld into everything, or it can just be this obnoxious thing.
Right.
Yeah. Now I need to go play Tetris some more.
Yeah. Yeah, I play it a little bit, but I'm not very good.
That game is like a long time old.
Yeah, it is a long time old.
Have you seen the movie about it?
There's a Tetris movie?
I think maybe it's on. Is it on Apple TV? I think so.
Maybe.
And I didn't see. I just remember the previews now that you mention it. And it's about the whole creation of that game and how it's like a. I don't know. It was some kind of like, I don't know if it was stolen or brought to the video game world from the former Soviet Union. I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
They made a whole movie out of it. So
wow,
there's some kind of intrigue to it.
I should watch it and pretend I'm studying for the Cold War. The class, not the actual thing.
So how did you come up with this question? Was it?
I needed a last question.
No. Yeah. Invention.
So yeah.
Necessity, the mother of invention. As they say.
Yeah.
Right. The final piece to fit into your 10 questions episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nailed it. Okay. All right. There we go. 20 questions. 10 from each of us.
Yeah.
Got any inclinations about what to do next time?
Nope.
Maybe our okay, so I'm going to be careful. Well, if I say it, then we might have to do it. But we have been talking about this for a while, to do a coffee tasting test.
Oh, right. Yeah, we should do that.
Okay. So now we're committed now. We'll do that for our next one.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. Thanks for talking.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad we finally got this scheduled. And we'll
Easy
talk
peasy.
to you next time. Yeah. Yeah, it was harder this time than, well, it's always kind of hard, but we had to reschedule this a few times.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right. Good talking to you, Reed.
Yeah, good to talk to you
next time. Keep your feelings inside.
Okay, you too.
I will. Bye.
Bye.